Now, mathematics is not like any other subjects that you study, maybe like English, history, or any other reading subject. There's a special way you can read mathematics, and most students, when they try to read mathematics like they read other subjects, they might end up not having interest in it. So on this video, I'll be exposing you to 4 ways in which you can study mathematics effectively, because there are some students that they try to study their mathematics like studying in English or maybe other reading subjects, and they end up hating it, or they end up losing interest because they do not know the right way to study it. So I'll be exposing you to the right way you can study mathematics and pass any mathematics course you write in your exam. So stick with me and watch to the end. I'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Please take note that any points I'll be exposing to you today will always be useful for any other mathematics related subjects like physics, chemistry, mathematics, and economics. So now let's go into what we have today. What are the 4 best ways you can study mathematics and pass exceedingly? Number 1 thing is to challenge your assumptions. Always challenge your assumptions. What do I mean by that? Now, there are times in which you ask one of your friends to explain some concept to you in mathematics, or your teacher or your professor is explaining to you in class in the university in mathematics, and is going through a particular question in mathematics. Now, while you're in class and you are paying attention to what is explaining at that particular moment, everything seems so good and makes sense to you because you are flowing with it and you keep understanding it. But once you go back and study it on your own, you get stuck. Now, while in class and everything is making sense to you, always challenge your assumption. Is this thing really true? That you are going through it and if everything seems to be good and nice, is this thing really true? So the one way you can do that is to check other questions that are related to what you are studying at that particular moment. When you check other questions that is related to what you are doing at that particular moment, or any other question that is related to that topic, you'll be able to know whether you actually understand. If you can do that question correctly, that means you understood what he actually explained. But if you cannot do it or you got stuck, that means there's something wrong. So always challenge your assumption whenever someone is teaching you, or whenever you are listening to anybody in your exam, in your class, while you are learning mathematics. Another thing is to get your hands dirty. What do I mean by get your hands dirty? Now, get your hands dirty is always try to practice your mathematics, because practice makes perfect. Keep practicing, and while you are practicing, you might come through some important things that you need to learn from, or some techniques that you need to apply in solving some particular questions. So it is when you practice that you do it. So just take, for example, you didn't practice your mathematics, or you just depended on everything they taught you in class. You end up not knowing anything in your mathematics. You will end up not knowing anything. So one thing you should do is to practice your mathematics, get your hands dirty, solve mathematics, solve plenty of questions related to what they taught you in class. That's when you'll be able to apply that particular technique to any other related question, and you'll be able to know it very well. Now, the next thing that leads us to the next thing, which is always aim to understand why. Don't memorize your mathematics concept. Understand why you have to take the square root. Understand why you have to minus it. Understand why you have to plus it. Understand why you have to square or to cube root any of your mathematics. Understand why you have to do any other techniques, because if you end up memorizing, okay, maybe by the time you solved over time and you get used to a particular technique, you might end up memorizing it, and when you end up memorizing, you might forget when you get to the exam, and things become something else. So do not memorize. Understand why you need to take some particular step while you are solving maths. It is very important. Always understand why. Now the next thing is to make mistake part of your learning. Whenever you are studying and you are making mistakes, do not give up, because mistake is part of what you have to. Mistake is part of learning. So don't make anybody make you feel like that if you make mistake while you are solving, that means you are a dullard, or maybe you don't know, maybe you are smart. You are not smart. It is wrong. It is when you make mistakes that you find ways in solving. Even your professors and your teachers don't make mistake while they solve some mathematical techniques. So most of them, that's why they end up bringing soft questions to the class and explaining, because they have gotten used to it. So just go solve questions that you've not been exposed to before and apply those techniques to it. And if you make mistake, fine, keep solving and search for information that can help you learn that particular thing perfectly, instead of giving up and just leaving it. So if you go through all these steps from 1 to 4, I know you'll be able to study your mathematics well, and you'll be able to study your mathematics well, and you pass well like any other course that you are studying. So thank you so much for watching, and also smash the like button and subscribe to this channel if you love what you just watched, and also check that video on how to understand anything, because it can actually help you while you are solving mathematics. So thank you so much for watching, and bye for now.